Today's podcast is brought to you by Our City Coffee. Coffee that cares. Our coffee, Timmy and I's coffee, roasted locally here in Los Angeles, and we give back here in Los Angeles. Every bag we sell helps feed a kid in Los Angeles. Please use the code BS and get 15% off.
Yeah, we also just added subscription to our website too.
What?
So yeah, we literally just did this.
We just did it within the last 10 minutes.
No, that was the code.
Okay.
We did it within the last 24 hours.
24 hours, yeah.
Yep.
Just did it, just launched it. So now you don't have to go to the damn grocery store. You don't got to go to the damn coffee shop. The coffee just shows up.
Yep.
Again, go to ourcitycoffee.com and use the code BS. Timmy, we're back. Podcast.
We're back after a couple week vacation.
Yes,
by vacation, I mean not really a vacation. We just weren't podcasting.
Well, a podcast hiatus, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, no podcast. But we're back with a big shebang here. Sydney Redisch, a.k.a.
Sydney Kit Redisch.
A.k.a. Sydney Kit on her Instagram, the sales and marketing director for the Fit Expo. So if you've been listening to the podcast, you know we did 4 podcasts leading up to the Fit Expo, did a live one at the Fit Expo, and now we're doing kind of a recap to her and getting her vantage point from being behind the scenes and the craziness that goes into each and every event that they put on. We discussed the operations of it, what goes into it. They got a new thing coming up that she teased but couldn't really talk about. A lot of stuff that we as attendees don't get to see, but she goes into the details about what she does, how she does it, what it's like between events.
Yeah, and I think the interesting part is there's such a small team. You would think that there'd be a massive team behind these massive events they have all over the country.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very small team, so they wear a lot of different hats. And she even started as basically an administrative assistant, now runs sales and marketing and kind of does everything.
And does do social too. So we talked a lot about what she does on social and how she works that into the shows. It was a fun conversation. We hope you enjoy. We are live. That was loud. Sydney Kit Redisch.
That's me.
Do you tell people like that's your last name or just go Sydney Kit?
I love my last name. When I meet people, I'll introduce myself as Red. It's my nickname.
Red, really?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Has that always been a thing?
As long as I can remember. I have 2 older sisters, so we've had Big Red, Mid Red, Little Red. I'm Little Red.
Stop.
My whole life.
Great.
It's my nickname, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Screen names and everything.
Great.
Yeah.
It's the screen names.
Back in the day.
That's great.
And like AOL.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're probably not as old as we are. Well, you're definitely not as old as we are. We're 34, 35. And
we are, aren't we?
Yeah, you're 34.
No one really asks
35.
your age once you get older.
No. But
Except for you, apparently.
well, I was just getting
Yeah.
just like an era vibe of like, did you have AOL? But you probably didn't.
I had an AOL screen name.
Big
yes.
Red probably did.
Big
That's what I'm
Red
saying.
definitely did.
Yeah.
She's a couple years younger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
They officially
deep
shut
in
that
that.
down though on like December
Thank
13th.
gosh.
AIM
Yeah.
officially retired.
Rest in peace.
We could have a whole other podcast just based around my experiences with AOL and screen names. That's another story.
AOL was great. Anywho, we're what are we? Today's March 1st, so we're
Rabbit.
5 weeks off of the Fit Expo. So you're the hold on, marketing and sales.
And sales manager. That's my current title.
Okay, that's not that much. I felt like it was a mouthful earlier. Marketing and sales manager for the Fit Expo. So we have that event, and now you're in a middle part. So you don't have another one until June.
Not another one until June.
End of June. Anaheim.
Beginning of June, actually.
What's the date?
It's June 1st and 2nd is our Anaheim show. It's our second largest show.
Yeah.
And it used to be at the end of August, but we switched it for a couple different reasons.
And then what's after Anaheim?
After Anaheim, we go up
Chillin'.
to San Jose, which is July 26th.
Yeah, you guys go back to
27th.
back months on those.
Oh damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then October, San Diego.
Right. But
that-
have you done San Diego yet?
This is our second year.
Okay,
going to
you
San
did it
Diego.
last year.
Yeah.
And how did it go?
Oh my God, it was amazing. It was so amazing. It was the 3rd launch show that I had done in a new city.
Okay.
And I've never felt energy like that on a show floor ever.
Wow.
Really? Why?
Ever. San Diego, Southern California is the hub for health and fitness, but San Diego really is like the pinnacle of all of it. It's the lifestyle. And being down there, we have so many of our special guests that are from San Diego, but really just walking the show floor, I think maybe 3 or 4 hours into it, I was standing next to my bosses and we're all kind of looking at each other like, okay, nothing's gone wrong. And are you feeling what I'm feeling? Like, it's packed in here. Everybody was super excited. We had people from LA and Anaheim come down to San Diego. It was amazing.
Huh.
It was amazing. I want to explain it
That's
more,
cool.
just that like there was magic, and we're looking at each other like, okay, we also know how we're going to grow this event, and we see the potential and the future for it.
That's cool.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
That is cool. How many brands would you say, this might be more of a Mark question, how many brands do the same LA and San Diego?
I would say, well, let's see.
You're saying do them both?
Yeah, do both.
both
Yeah,
LA and
like
San Diego.
60% or something. There's got to be a good amount.
Yeah, we have a lot of companies that come to all of our shows because they're based in Southern California, so it's easier for them to get around. I would say we probably had probably at least 50 companies that were in LA 2018 that went to San Diego 2018. There were a couple that were, we got the normal hesitant companies like, oh, it's a first year show, I'll wait to see how it does.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go and visit the expo but not participate. We just got amazing feedback from all of our exhibitors for San Diego.
That's
great.
cool.
Yeah, it was good.
It's crazy that it had such great energy too, because I don't know how many people go to that one, but what's the LA one is like 100,000 or whatever.
Yeah, do you have the
hell it
official
is?
numbers on that?
LA, we had over 65,000
65.
this year over the course of the weekend.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah.
Does that include exhibitors and stuff though? Or is it just
It does
people coming to
include
visit?
exhibitors,
Okay.
but I mean, it's a small amount
Yeah,
compared to the amount of people that are coming in over
definitely.
the weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's huge, and it grew from last year.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's that was our 30th? Fourth? Oh man. Dude, how are you drinking in the mic, Brian? It's like
I don't know. I went before you moved here.
oh, that's right.
So maybe our third then.
Wait, the reason we came out here, talking about like this Southern California being the fitness hub, we had a fitness tech company, we had a fitness app. So 5 years ago when Tim first moved out here, that's why we moved here, was fitness and tech combined.
Right.
I don't know that there's a better place anywhere than the combination of both. There's tech up in the Bay, and so that's how we came. And
It's probably 3 years ago.
yeah, so I think what you did, we did this at some event. I don't know if this was it or not, but we went to an event and put a bunch of
That's right.
flyers
That's
on
right.
cars. Was that at the Fit Expo?
No.
Is that a different event?
Yeah, I think it was a different.
That might have
event.
been like the Arnold or something.
I don't remember.
All I know
don't
is we were
know,
at a
man.
big fitness event and trying to get people to find out about our little fitness
Did
app.
somebody come chase you away?
He did it. I didn't do
I
it.
don't-
It was him and a buddy of ours.
I don't really
Remember you and Blake?
It's too long ago. No idea.
You know all the details.
Yeah.
He has no
Yeah,
idea.
and you were there.
I don't really remember, to be honest with you.
Anyway, doesn't matter. But that would have been what I think is our first experience at the Fit Expo, and we've gone ever since. We've worked with a couple different brands and people that have gone. We've gone just to go ourselves.
Like Tony Jeffries, Box and Burn.
Box
Okay,
and Burn.
yeah.
Years ago.
Sean Merriman, Lights Out.
Right. I think that was Anaheim.
Both were Anaheim. They were together at Anaheim.
Oh, that's right. They both were.
Yeah.
But then Tony Jeffries, the year after in LA, did the big
Oh, that's right. That's
boxing
right.
ring setup.
That was effing cool.
Oh, that was,
was really
2 years
cool.
ago.
Yeah.
2
that was
years
2 years
ago.
ago. Yeah.
That was super cool.
Yeah.
That setup. So big ass event like this, you do the marketing. What's the marketing team like? Are you the marketing team? I'd imagine you have help, but
Yeah, thank you. We all wear a lot of hats.
Yeah,
We're a
of
very
course.
small team.
Yeah.
We wear a lot of hats. So I think we all kind of have our hand in the marketing in different aspects.
Sure.
I am solely social media, and that's done a lot for us in
Yeah.
marketing. We used to have designated marketing a designated marketing person, but the role has transitioned over the past 2 years. We do have people that are kind of working strictly on like pop-up events that we're starting to do now.
Yeah.
My boss is very heavily involved in the marketing. We really have a whole bunch of people. I can't say, the only thing that I can really stress is that we're a team, and collectively
Yeah.
we all work together to make sure that every initiative is taken care of.
Sure.
There are some things that are solely mine, like processing contracts and, immediate exhibitor relations when onboarding them into everything. Social media and the marketing aspect of things is not my full-time job. It is like not, if you were to apply for the job, that's not my written job description.
Yeah.
It just so happens to have fallen on my plate, and I love it. So
Yeah.
I have no problem taking it over. But, we all have our hand in things because we're a think tank.
Mm-hmm.
So we all have different ideas. And I'm the only one in the team, the only one that hasn't been working on the Fit Expo for 15 years. All of my
Damn.
colleagues have been working together for like 15, 20 years.
That's crazy. You said you're 4 years?
I
You started
am-
part-time 40 years ago?
I am full-time 3 years in September. So 2.5
Yeah.
years I've been working, 3
Wow.
years. Yeah.
That's crazy. And what when you first started that, what was we weren't social media.
No, I was strictly processing contracts and
Okay.
doing small, like,
Logistics type things?
yeah, administrative assistant type of stuff. Whatever was thrown my way, some research.
Do it.
Just do it.
Whatever
Yeah.
it was.
I have to have that mentality. Like,
Yeah.
from my background and everything, I just, you have to have that. Just do whatever's thrown your way. And
Sure.
if you don't have the education or the means to do it, like, my surroundings have been so welcoming, and they've just taught me everything and made sure that I wasn't going to fail.
Sure.
So it was just a good learning experience. It always is. I'm constantly getting projects and I'm like, you want me to do what? You want me to do
Right.
what? But I
Figure it
also
out.
know that they wouldn't give it to me if they didn't think that I was capable of doing it.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
and it's a learning experience. I'm currently learning how to produce merchandise.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is that a route you guys are looking to go into? Obviously.
I can't say much about it, but we've over the
Nobody's
past
listening.
year, that's not true. Over the past year, I've kind of engaged with our audience on social media to see what kind of stuff they would want from us. And almost all of them comment on the Fit Expo gear that I wear, or they see people wearing like, can we get that? Can we buy that? And I've been trying to encourage my boss, like, we should produce these t-shirts that are like tour shirts, because we are a tour technically.
I like it.
And the response has been very positive. So I can say that coming up soon, you might see
Something of the sort.
you might see
Cool, I like
some
it.
things and be able to rep the Fit Expo.
I like
Nice.
it. How
Yeah.
so? Has the Fit Expo been around for 15, 20 years?
Fit Expo's been around for 16, 17, 18
So
years.
a while. So
Yeah.
you come in. When did you start doing social media? When you started full time? Were you immediately on full social media?
My boss gave it to me as like a side project, said, yeah, absolutely, go ahead, work on it. And it was not so great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys have really grown it the last few years. It wasn't like a heavy emphasis.
Yeah,
We grew it
Yeah.
organically,
Yeah.
which is awesome. That's the way I like to do things.
for sure.
We've tried a whole bunch of different techniques over the past 2 years.
Like what? Like what have you done well? What have you done not well? And where have you learned?
Done the biggest thing I've learned, I think, especially with Instagram, since that's our main platform, is just visually what is going to work for our audience. We tried to do a pattern at one point, like, let's do an inspirational quote, and then a photo of our special guest, and then another inspirational quote, and then a photo of our exhibitor's product, and try and repeat that so that it looked, the aesthetic when you came to our page was nice and organized. It didn't work very well.
Yeah.
It was a good idea. We thought we'd seen it on other pages, but I think it ended up coming across as cheap. And like try hard, and it wasn't engaging or connecting with our audience.
Sure.
I don't have a huge fitness background, and I know that our audience is looking for recipes and workouts and tips and tricks on how to take your protein powder. And I think I've been very honest with our audience, and them knowing that unfortunately, I just don't have that background. It's my job. It's not my life.
Yeah.
So I've realized that, but they'll still engage with me online if I am honest with them. So I've changed it a lot to focus directly on photos from our shows, to try and build the energy that we have at our shows online and let them see all of the energy as they're scrolling through the pages.
Yeah.
So the tactics and techniques that we're at right now, I'm getting the best results.
Sure.
But we used to do a lot of giveaways.
Yeah.
We still do. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it. Our exhibitors like it.
Yeah.
But we used to do patterns, and we're focusing too much on like the aesthetic of the page and not really, I think, the content of it. So I've switched over totally. And as we've had people come and go from our team, it's changed with their ideas and
Sure.
what they're able to bring to the table.
Yeah.
So we were doing a lot of blogging at one point when I had an intern. Looking for another intern.
That'd be a cool internship.
Heck yeah.
It would be an awesome internship.
Yeah.
I'd have loved to have done that.
Heck
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
no, not anymore.
I think he's put his application in the ring
I'm
here.
gonna be an expensive intern now. When my internship, I just sat at a desk and and it was so boring.
I used to do that in New York. Well, I shouldn't say it was boring. I learned so much. I can only be grateful for those internships.
Yeah.
I learned a couple things.
Yeah.
I didn't learn a whole lot. I was just bitch work.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
I mean that's kind of what it would be like at ours, but
Yeah, but like fun bitch work.
Yeah,
Right,
you get
exactly. We're a
you
fun
probably get
team.
to travel. You probably get to like even like the setup for that for like an intern would be fun to see. Like,
For sure.
I mean, it's
had-
fun for me to see when we were there early the one day and we just got to see people setting up their booths and stuff. It's kind of cool.
fun.
Yeah.
We're a small team, and there's a lot. Like I said, we all wear a lot of hats, and there's a lot of different projects that come all the time. But the internship position is fun. We work hard and we play hard. We definitely have that mentality of work-life balance. And yeah, like you said, traveling to the shows. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Heck
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I know that I am probably a hard person to work for.
Oh, clip that.
Yeah.
Well,
There goes all the applications.
Yeah.
no, I'm very
Filing
honest
it.
about it. Look, it's our job. We have certain standards, and we want to make sure that the quality of what we're putting out and the person that is part of our team is not only going to mesh well, but wants to initiate things and reach the high standards that we have.
Yeah.
There's no point of having an intern so that you can redo the work that they're doing.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, we've had our share of interns over our businesses, and we've had a couple good ones and a lot of shitty ones.
I mean, the past 2 interns that we've had have been absolutely amazing. They're
Yeah.
part of our family.
How do you
great.
how do you filter them? Do you interview themselves?
I do, yes.
How do you go about that? How do you find the good ones?
I'm a big fan of cover letters.
Okay.
Oh yeah. How do you not? You have
I've
to
never
submit
read
a
a
cover
cover in my
letter.
life.
You never have?
Never had one or read one.
I definitely have.
I've never.
I've written a bunch trying to get jobs. And when I was trying to get into football coaching, you write a cover letter. Anyway, I was in football coaching, trying to get better jobs in coaching. I would write a letter, but I always just thought it's just such a bullshit vibe.
But it's not.
But it
She
depends
reads
on
it,
the
I
cover
guess.
letter.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Because
yeah.
I'll get hundreds of cover letters that are like, I'm applying for this position.
To whom it may concern.
Right. I would think that I'm a good applicant for this position because XYZ, and I took these classes, and I would really appreciate speaking with you further. La la la. To me, thank you. Next.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Like I know that some of the cover letters that I've written in the past, I think they've helped me tremendously in getting the job, especially since part of the work that you would be doing as the Fit Expo intern would be writing based heavily. We wanted a blogger, we wanted somebody to write copy for our website. So you'd have to have a strong background in that. And I think the way that you communicate on paper translates a lot to in person.
Yeah.
I do. So if you're not being creative in your cover letter and you can tell that it's a generic cover letter, that they're switching out the job title for every application they send, come on.
I've definitely done the hey, I wrote one to Tim, and then I wrote and sent it to you, and it said, hey, Tim.
I've gotten them all the time. I am applying for, this engineering position.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good luck.
Yeah. Let me know how that goes.
And I'm pretty good. Like, that wasn't my style, but I did it a couple times. Like, God damn it.
I was just talking about this past weekend. I actually did that with a paper in college too, where
Really?
I just forwarded on my buddy's paper who took the class like 6 months prior.
Oh, you dumbass.
Yeah, my
With like their name on it?
yeah. My
written by
professor's
Pat
like,
Curran.
hey, listen, man, if you're gonna cheat, at least change the name.
Oh,
Try
my
harder.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's just lazy as fuck. Like, just take the 5 seconds
Yeah.
to be like, take out Bill and put Tim Curran.
It was Chris O'Connell. Shout out.
No,
To
nice.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Help me
That's
get through.
Genius, Tim.
Proofreading. It
Yeah.
matters.
I know.
I'm reading David Goggins' book. You guys know who David Goggins is?
Yep.
No? There's
No.
the book. Can't Hurt Me. Good book. Anyway, 2 chapters in, but he talks about how he just cheated his way all the way through high school and shit. And like then he was trying to get into the military and couldn't pass the test because he could barely read.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like comes from a super abusive place and like really really hard times growing up, but couldn't read and was just cheating his way through all this shit. And then had to take the test and was like, He went into the test to go cheat, and then he realized that the person next to him had a different test, and he was like, I'm fucked. And he needed like a 36 out of 99 was the minimum. I think he got a 20.
36 out of 99? That's
Yeah.
passing for the
I
military?
guess. I don't know what it was.
I hope not.
It's a specific type
Yeah.
test. And this is also
Yeah.
91 or something like that.
Sure.
Like a while ago. But yeah, he was like, I'm fucked. But because he just cheated his way through everything. I definitely did a decent amount of cheating. I never took a paper and just turned it in.
Pass it on.
But I would
No.
sit there and I don't even know. In college, I didn't really cheat.
I've written papers for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's nice. I've had papers written for me.
Definitely. Yeah, she'd be the one. Hey, can you throw my name up
Yeah.
on that project that I had no part of?
Yeah. Oh, well, projects definitely.
You want me to come in on like a Saturday and do project work? Nah. Good on it.
It was a good way to make money.
Yeah. See, I never pay anyone.
Oh.
You didn't pay people, did you? No. We just got it done.
Yeah.
No.
We just got it done. Yeah, we're a little different, I guess. Back in 2000, you could do shit like that. You could also just go on the internet and just like take shit.
Yeah, there was no like turnitin.com where they're checking for.
It wasn't as easy to
plagiarism.
find out that you were doing that.
Yeah.
So you'd have to change a paragraph here, paragraph there.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we roll.
Yep.
Anyway, got off tangent here. Back to the Fit Expo and what you're doing.
Where
So,
were we?
so when you started a couple years ago on social, what was your thought, or did you have a strategy like, here's what I want to do? And then I know some of the stuff you've done, but did you have a strategy and then totally go off of that? Besides just like the look of it, was there like the vibe of it? When you guys sit in a meeting and talk about social, if you do this, do you guys talk about engagement and like how are different ways to get people involved? Because you have this year 4 events and then there's gaps between those. So there's like, what the hell are we going to put for 4 months when we don't have an event?
To me, that's the hardest part. Like right now, because we're entering the phase of, oh crap, I'm running out of content. Even though there's so much user generated content out there.
Yeah.
You know, for 2-3 weeks after the expo, I can be like, oh, remember that time when, this person did that.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have meetings focusing around social media unless there's a big project that we're all working on and we discuss how I will incorporate it. Like I'll be the one to put ideas out there. And,
Okay.
But from the day that I started, I don't think I've necessarily changed the voice of the expo. I've changed probably 100 times the way that we're going to approach things. But for like all intents and purposes, I think that the voice we've created on the Fit Expo page hasn't changed. I like that it's kind of cheeky. I think that works really well on social media, especially since that's kind of my personality.
Sure.
It's not necessarily data based. Like I'm not putting stuff out there that's like, here's how you climb a wall or I don't know, do anything. Like here's
lose
how you,
5 pounds.
Right, exactly. Here's like I said before.
Lose 5 pounds or climb a wall.
I don't know why climb a wall. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Come on, guys, we're gonna go climb a wall.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I was talking about. I think that the tone of the voice has not changed. I don't think that much. Maybe from whoever was working it before me. I think it's changed a lot. I think the look of it has changed, but it's definitely more engaging. And I try to be kind of quirky and fun with it, just because that's the best reaction I've gotten.
Yeah.
Before, I'd say about a year ago, when I wasn't on camera as much and I wasn't the sole person doing it, we had other hands in it. There wasn't much of a face to the Fit Expo or anybody trying to engage with the audience. It was definitely just here's a post. There's not going to be any stories unless it's, oh, I found a product that's at our shows.
Did you go to your bosses and say, hey, I want to be more on the face, or did they how did that conversation go? I just start doing it.
I did kind of ask them. The girl that I was working with when she was still with us, we had discussed yes, it's okay to be on camera, but I don't know if we want to brand it as we're the faces of the expo, especially since I'm not putting myself on camera lifting weights and showing people how to do it like all the influencers are. I did ask my boss, I was like, are you okay with me being on camera a little bit more? And he said, yes, absolutely. He's always been very understanding. Obviously he's agreed to let me do this. They were all understanding. They love it. They've been more encouraging of it than I think I've been able to believe that it's happening.
Yeah.
Because I'll start to go, the past 2 shows now, I've gone to the expos and people are stopping me to take photos.
I saw you sign a shirt or something.
Did you?
I did. I signed a shirt. Highlight of my life. Growing up,
great.
I always wanted to be like pop star and a rock star, flashy, famous. Yeah. And somehow the Fit Expo is now my stage. It was awesome.
So
Somebody
funny.
stopped me and will you sign my shirt? I'm like, 3-time Mr. Olympia champ. He's right there, or all these incredible people that have done so much with their lives. And they wanted my autograph.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Next one, or whenever future one, they'll be signing Fit Expo shirts, or you'll be signing Fit Expo shirts.
Yeah, that would be
go.
cool. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
yes.
No, I do like that, how you do the behind the scenes, especially
it's cool, different.
leading up to the day, the days leading up to it, how madness it is, and you're going to the storage and you're going back and forth, and it's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think more brands should be doing that too. like on their own, like talking about the process of it. Here we're here. This is going on. This is something cool that just happened. Like that kind of stuff.
I feel like I can do it because it's just me. It's only me, and I don't necessarily have anybody else there that I have to incorporate into it. So if I feel like I'm doing something related to the expo and people will want to see it, like me going to the storage unit, which is not fun at all. Worst thing, because I'm allergic to all the dust that's in there. But I'm like, okay, guys, you're going to see that I'm doing work, and here I am at the storage unit, which happens 4 times before every single show. So that's part of the behind the scenes that, I've gotten good feedback that people want to see that.
Yeah. Do you notice any other brands doing something similar, or something that, like, what brands stand out to you social media wise leading up to it that are kind of cool?
Leading up to the event?
Yeah.
Ooh, good question.
Because I'm sure a lot of the brands are hitting you up too, and like, hey, we want to do this or that, and
they do.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it leading up to the show because I'm so busy.
Just swamped with shit like that too. Yeah.
I made the mistake this past go around. LA, the biggest show of our year. I did a whole week's worth of giveaways with exhibitor product leading up to the show, and it was like, it's gonna be great. People will get excited about it. They'll go and check out those brands that they saw online. They'll see them at the show. Next time I do that, do it a week or 2 before the final week leading up to the show, because I was trying to manage all of that online on social media. But leading up to the show, I do think there are a couple brands that do a really good job. I really love the guys at the calisthenics area.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Specifically Specker, just because I know that dude, and I like really love his work ethic, and he does a lot of behind the scenes things. It's really important for his brand to show everybody that he's the one that's making all of this. Here's exactly what goes into it. There's no blurred line. So I think that's really important. I would shout out to them. The bigger companies, I guess once they get on site, you start seeing things on their social media. Sure. But it depends, because if you're looking at a company like Optimum Nutrition, who's mega, they have to keep on brand so much. So they're not necessarily posting those behind the scenes things, I think, because it's not necessarily going to engage with everybody that's like in Europe or wherever they are. But the smaller companies, I think that they have the freedom that I do, and they're able to show that.
Sure. It's still like a cool event to be able to showcase, like, hey, we're doing this stuff. We're engaging with our customers.
Yeah.
My 2 cents. Have you had any brands reach out and want to do like paid stuff through just social or social takeovers and stuff like that?
So
what are you guys at, like 60?
We're at 52K right now. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hoping to grow.
Yeah. Hey.
I have had companies reach out. I've had a lot of companies. I haven't had anybody say like, hey, we'll pay you. I don't accept payment for it. I see it as part of what they get for being part of the Fit Expo.
Sure. Maybe I want to pay $5,000 to do a month-long something, you know?
Well, that we would consider.
Right.
Absolutely.
You've piqued my interest.
We're all ears for stuff like that. But I mean, so far it hasn't been that much. A lot of the smaller brands will reach out because they want to use us as a platform and get that exposure. Yeah. And I love doing that. That's why I don't charge anything for it.
Yeah.
We have had companies reach out to us that aren't exhibiting, have never exhibited, aren't necessarily going to exhibit. And they'll say, hey, they'll message me on Instagram and say, hey, like, you know, here's our product. Would love for a shout out. We'll pay you. And just to be fair to our exhibitors, I say no. You know, unless you're planning on exhibiting with the Fit Expo, I turn them down. Maybe
they pay their 1,000, or I don't know what the number was.
Yeah.
Maybe they pay that though, and then they say, holy shit, we just sold a bunch. And then they go to the next one.
What do you mean?
Like maybe they pay, let's say they pay $1,000 to do this post or contest or Instagram story day, takeover, whatever. And then they sell $20,000 in merchandise. I don't know what the kind of company is. Now they say, oh shit, what's the next Fit Expo? Let me pay to get into San Diego or something like that.
Well,
like
maybe that's could just buy a booth for $1,000.
Right, exactly. I leverage it. I mean, if they're looking to spend money on the social media, they might, if they want that type of exposure, they should be at our events. Yeah. We're putting 65,000 people in the door that are your direct target market.
Yeah.
Like, be there.
Yeah.
Be there. Especially since they'll probably get more exposure at the event than from our social media.
Yeah.
Because you have, I know it's more expensive in LA, but like the lowest booth in like San Diego is maybe 1,200-ish, right?
No, our lowest it ranges.
Yeah. But I mean, it's around the $1,000 to $2,000 range, right?
Closer to 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so like if they're willing to spend $2,000 just for a
Right,
social
exactly.
post, might as well go there
But
and
They
get
should
the
be
social.
there. Totally.
Sure. I'll play devil's advocate and say it's not. You pay that, but you still got to get there. You have to put product there. So there's a little like
There's definitely
overhead to it.
Right. You pay the booth space, but then yes, there's the travel expenses.
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
you want like electrical in your booth or however you're setting it up,
Sure.
you might have to incur some labor charges. Yes, there's definitely more to it, especially if they're flying a whole team out there and
Yeah.
hotel stays and all that good
And
stuff.
shipping the product and yeah,
Exactly.
There's other stuff to it where like 1,000, 2,000 might be like fuck it, let's see if this works just through social.
But I just felt like with my own good conscience, I couldn't accept, if, some stranger company saying, "Hey, we want you to talk about us."
Yeah,
It just doesn't seem fair to me.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, respect.
I'm pretty
Respect.
pretty
that.
strict on that.
Yeah. No, I get
I
it.
appreciate it because that means that they see us as, a force to be reckoned with, and they
Yeah.
want our followers seeing their stuff. Huge compliment, but I couldn't do that to our exhibitors. I have such loyalty to them.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, you can't hate on anyone trying to get that exposure through that market,
Yeah.
anyways.
yeah. What about doing something like this, like a podcast, like a fitness podcast through the Fit Expo?
That's a lot of work.
It is, but
Yeah.
it's like so. Like for us behind the scenes, what we do. It took me 20 minutes to set up, or I could just have it set up. But I don't. 20 minutes to set up. We'll sit here talk for 45 to an hour, and then 30 minutes to upload, cut, put it out there. 2 hours of work.
But you already know how to do that.
Sure. Yeah. fair enough.
I have stayed away from blogging and video editing for as long as I possibly can.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not
just
my
saying, as
thing.
far as like gaps between content, like that's a natural like talk fitness
Yeah,
type thing.
definitely.
Just a
We want to grow. We want to continue to grow.
Sure.
But like I said earlier, social media isn't my main job. I have a million other things that I'm
Sure.
doing. So when I get to it, I hope to do it to the best of my ability. But, I need another right-hand man.
Yeah. Intern.
We need
Intern. Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
What are some like cool, unique things that have happened behind the scenes that people wouldn't, like you were talking about before, like the Fort Lauderdale event was going to
Oh my
happen. You got a
gosh.
phone call as you're walking on the plane saying, "Hey, the event's canceled because of hurricane." What else? Like that's stuff I like. A little BTS.
Okay. Yeah. Should I elaborate on that?
Yeah. Anything.
Okay,
Yeah. give
I
me the
told you
goods.
guys it was my first week on the job full time, and everybody was watching the hurricane that was going to happen 2 years ago in Fort Lauderdale, and our show was coming up, and we were getting exhibitors canceling left and right, and we had some of our team members like, I'm not flying down there. I refuse. I can't do it. Some of them were already down there because they were there early to do other
Damn.
promotional stuff, and they got stuck, which sucked.
Yeah.
Shout out. But I was so nervous to get on that plane and be like, I am heading into a storm, but
Yeah.
it's my first week on the job and I'm blessed to be here. I'm not going to fuck this up.
Yeah.
So I was ready to go and get on that plane. And then I told you guys, I was literally at the gate. My luggage was checked. I was through security, everything. I was waiting to get on the plane. My boss calls me, don't get on the plane. Okay. Canceled the show. So that was a nightmare. Let's see. Anything else behind the scenes?
Was your family like, do you realize you're flying into the hurricane?
Yeah, but I don't know if they were as aware
Gotcha.
as we
Yeah.
were. My sisters who were out here, both of them at the time, were definitely a little hesitant. But what were they going to do?
Right.
Hold me back?
Right.
You're not going.
Each hanging onto a leg.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have done it, I don't think. I'm trying to think of anything cool that happened behind the scenes. We've had a lot of team members kind of not come and go. No, I shouldn't say that. We just have a lot of projects that are constantly in the works. So there's a lot of stuff that we'll get really, really, really far on a project. And then all of a sudden something will happen and it's gone for good.
Sure.
So it's like, so much work,
We
so
know
much
that
cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, one time, I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but no, I mean, all of our exhibitors know if they were there, excuse me, Anaheim in 2018, 30 minutes before we opened the doors, there was a fire, like a legitimate fire.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because of one of the vendors or something? Or?
It was right by like one of the wash stations that we have to have legally on the show floor, and some electrical thing was not plugged in correctly or whatever. It was a small electrical fire. There was smoke everywhere. And we're like, holy crap, we got to clean this up. We have to open the doors in, 30 minutes. Amazingly, it all got cleaned up and it was totally fine. Nobody was
that-
injured, But there was fire.
Was that
That's
your guys' fault or
madness.
somewhere in the convention center?
It was not our fault.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
It was not our fault.
Oh, I'm sure there were some people cussing 30 minutes prior to that event.
I was all the way. Anaheim's a large show, if you've ever been.
Yeah.
Not as large as LA, but I was all the way on the other side of the hall, and all of a sudden I'm like, that's smoke. And that's not coming from, one of our exhibitors that has some fog machine trying to make it cool or whatever. Like, that's smoke.
Yeah.
So I ran over, and you hear on the radios, because we're always attached to radios, like, there's a fire, somebody like do something, there's a fire. And I made it over there, and it was already put out, but all of the from the fire extinguisher, all that crap was on the floor.
fumes and everything,
Yeah, it had to get cleaned up. But we're like, crap, the fire marshal's going to shut us down before we even open. But luckily,
Did the
everything
firemen
else went-
do they have to come in and clear everyone still, or is it because how
I
does that
don't
work?
think so. I think we got clearance by the convention center.
Okay.
Yeah, the fire marshal had already come in. And I think they walked the show floor as well.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah. I'm not totally involved with that and the
Yeah.
health permits
Well,
and all
stay
that
away from
stuff,
that.
but
That's the yucky stuff.
I do enough of it.
Yeah.
People call and ask me questions all the time, like, I think this is the right answer, but let me connect you with somebody who's the expert
Yeah.
and will give you everything.
Sure.
Dang, see that? That's a good story.
There was a
Good story.
fire.
Yeah.
And we joke about it now. We've only had 3 shows since it, but my old intern who comes with us to every show is like, yeah, remember, at least there's no fire this
Remember
time.
that fire?
I'm sure there's a gazillion things that can
Yeah.
go wrong. Like you've got
Oh my
how many
gosh.
different vendors were there at the last one?
In Los Angeles, we had over 450
Oh
different
my
booth
fuck.
spaces.
Damn. That's wild.
That is crazy.
It's amazing when people come in to check in, and I'm like, I know you by name, and I know which company you're associated with.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just looking at the list 24/7.
Oh my gosh. Well, a lot of them come back show after
Yeah,
show, so
yeah.
it's nice. I've made really great friends from it. But I mean, sometimes there are people that come in, hey Sid, how's it going? I'm like, you.
Hey you. Yeah.
Ew.
I know your face, but I can't remember your name.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that. I'm sure he's
Terrible.
not good either.
Terrible.
I'm great at faces, terrible at names.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll admit I had to go on your profiles to remember which one was Patrick and which
Nah.
one was
Let's
Tim.
just go beard.
Beard.
Yeah, beard.
That's-
Yeah,
Beard.
Tim has the trim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim
was-
has the
Tim
trim.
has the trim.
That's a
That's
good one.
good.
That's what I was like,
That's good.
don't fuck this up.
We can
Ah,
steal that.
yeah,
We'll
Tim
steal
has
that
the
easy.
trim.
Tim has the trim. It's easy.
It's my gig now.
It's easy.
Now I
so-
can't shave this.
Yeah. I saw you last year. I saw Snapchat sent me something from last year, and you had like a little beard
The
going.
mane, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
All
Half
of
that,
my
like double that.
all of my
Maybe trim
my
it.
year ago throwback snaps. I'm like, damn, I had a beard like that long.
Yeah, grow it.
Like not like
Bring it
that
back.
long, but it like
No.
a length period. It was because I couldn't grow a beard
could-
before.
Twin it up.
Yeah.
No,
A lot of people ask us if we're twins.
Are
Yeah.
you?
No.
no.
I'm 11 months older.
So pretty close.
Pretty close.
Say born the same year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We call that Irish twins.
Yep.
My sister and I get it all the time. Are you guys twins?
Yeah.
Is
How-
that,
we're not.
is
How
that
far?
big or middle?
Middle.
Big red or little?
Middle for
middle
sure.
red?
Yeah, my oldest sister Jess is 5'10".
Oh,
Ah,
is
different.
she in Orlando?
She's in Orlando. Yes, she works.
Shout out to Jess.
Shout out to Jess. She'll like that. We gotta go DTO sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah, downtown Orlando.
I
it's a
was
it's a
guessing,
thing.
yeah, I was
I
guessing
lived in
DTO.
Orlando. I know.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Why?
I did my post-grad internship in Orlando at University of Central Florida.
Cool.
Yeah. It was all right. I loved my boss was super cool. The area was super cool. I lived with my cousin and 4 other dudes in this shithole house. There's like roaches and stuff. I'm
Yum.
making $1,000 a month. My first job out of college. I think I was taking home like $780 a month or something ridiculous. Yeah.
Lit.
But still was more money than I ever made in my life. And it was just like so hot.
Yeah.
Like that was coming from Ohio, Cleveland. It was just too much for me. So I didn't love it.
That's gross. Yeah. She'll text me. She'll be like, I just got out of the shower and it's muggy outside and I need to shower again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than me, she's got the best job in the world. So
What does she do?
she's a landscape architect and she works for Universal, the theme park down
that's
there.
cool, yeah.
So she's involved in making it look pretty and themey and
That is cool.
That doesn't suck.
No.
Yeah, no.
What did she get a major in it to get that?
landscape architecture.
That's her major?
Yeah.
Never heard of that. Have you?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed.
You can major in anything.
Yeah, man, landscape architecture. I mean, that's a
Garden-
cool
And she-
major.
Garden
but-
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horticulture. What's horticulture? Isn't
Horticulture.
that it?
She was the horticulture supervisor out here at Universal.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's
She
cool.
just transferred there.
Yep.
That's
Right
cool.
it.
Jess has got a cool job.
Jess is
Yeah.
badass.
Big red Jess.
Big red.
Yeah.
My middle sister is pretty dope too. I think
Yeah.
the 3 of us were pretty awesome human
The
beings.
dope red family. Sorry. So what's the plan now? It's March 1st. Like your day to day looks like what until June, your next event?
Day to day, first thing that I do is process any contracts that came in for exhibitors, whether it's for Anaheim or any of the other shows up to Los Angeles 2020. I'm already working on that.
Damn.
Is that pretty, like how many people are signing up right now? Or is it kind of like a steady?
I'd say there's maybe like 2 to 3 contracts a day, which is slow compared to
it's not bad.
I used to be doing like 25 leading up to Los Angeles. They just come in.
But you guys also had Chicago and Philadelphia. And Fort Lauderdale.
Exactly. We had 3 other shows.
Yeah.
Plus the couple weeks after LA, my teammates go slower. They take their time on things. There's not much of a rush. So I'm processing contracts, which is fun and fine. I get to introduce myself and engage with new exhibitors or old exhibitors, which is always great. And I'm always doing social media. I probably should be filming this right now, but we'll get
some
there.
BTS,
we'll
yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
Oh, I could. And then, like I told you earlier, we have a very large project that we've been starting, and it's in the works.
All that stuff.
It's coming together very quickly, which is awesome. My teammates have been moving very fast because we're all so excited about it, and we know that the initiative wants to get activated before June. So we're going to do that. I can't tell you exactly what it is yet, but it is.
Next time you come on, we talk about it.
Yes, it's an experiential marketing objective.
Okay.
So we're going to try and bring the Fit Expo to you locally on smaller scales.
To Peru.
Oh, no, let's go to London first.
Okay.
London.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So,
Let us know as soon as that.
Yeah, absolutely. Come probably the end of March, we should be in better shape to talk more about it freely.
Gotcha.
A month. Nice. So probably super in depth with that right now.
Yes.
Do you my train of thought. I just
Do you
wanted to ask you something about. Oh, do you do any of the biz dev yourself with vendors, or are they being brought to you and then you?
They get brought to me.
Okay. So there's no outreach on your end.
Not really. Occasionally I'll come across a company online and be like, oh, they would be really awesome. And I'll either message them or I'll get their contact info and send it over to the sales team, to Mark.
Yeah.
Does Mark and Aaron, do they both do?
Not really Aaron. He's the executive director. Mark, Debbie, Matt, they're our sales team pretty much.
Yeah.
So they'll take it away. I kind of do that. Sometimes I'll get phone calls and I'll be on the call for like 20 minutes, people that are interested in exhibiting, and I'll give them a rundown, give them all of the answers to their questions. But ideally I do turn them over to Mark and the sales team because they'll probably have better luck at selling something than I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll answer their questions.
Sure. Do you get a lot of people reaching out through the Instagram? Like, hey, we'd love to come here, and then you just send them?
I've had a couple actually over the past 4 months, let's say, where I've realized things have been picking up. I've had companies reach out over social media, but still I'll take their info and I'll either direct them to Mark or I'll just give it to Mark and say, take the lead.
Sure.
But, it's fairly easy. You can find a lot of information online at our website, thefitexpo.com. There's a whole bunch of exhibitor information there. You can fill out the exhibitor contract right then and there, get that submitted. You can view the live floor plan. You can see things from past expos.
Yeah, that is
Nice
a cool
feature.
live floor plan.
Because like if you're gonna be a part of it, you want to know where you're gonna be. And also like the first thing I would do is probably go to Instagram. Like let's see what this event is like. Like you can throw numbers at me. That sounds great.
Yeah.
But if there's 65,000 people and that's all just a bore fest, like I don't want my brand going to there. But to go look at social, you can see it's fun. You can see the energy. You can feel the vibe.
Yeah,
of it.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked really hard at that. I want that to just continue throughout like the down period that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Which is why I've been on camera so much more, because we got such great feedback and they're like, oh yeah, we want to see more of this. And I'll ask the audience too, and they'll say, yes, do more of this, do more of that. So even though I feel very uncomfortable being at the gym and then putting myself on camera, I still do it.
What about doing takeovers with the influencers that come to the events or brands people? You haven't done stuff like that, have you?
We've done a takeover once. We
Okay.
were at, I forget which show it was last year, but we let Adam von Rothfelder take over our Instagram for, I think, part of the day.
Yeah.
It was fine. It went well. He's great on camera. But we haven't really done anything like that. I haven't had anybody reach out to do something like that. I'm not opposed to it. Totally. That would be
my
awesome.
next question was
Cool, different
similar to how
Yeah.
Pat was asking, like, do brands come to you? Have you had any influencers like, I'm not associated with any brands that are going to be exhibiting, but can I do something with you guys for the expo?
I think it would depend who it was.
Okay.
Yeah, if they were actually going to, if they're local, the social media is kind of like my baby. So I'm not going to hand over everything unless I know that they're going to stay on brand and not.
No, not necessarily do a takeover, but just like, can I work with you, the Fit Expo, but I'm not associated with any exhibitors? Have anybody hit you up from that standpoint?
Well, like Scotty was like that. Scott Matheson, who he
wasn't with.
I don't know if he hit you.
No, he does calisthenics.
But he wasn't. Yeah, but no.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a part of it. He wasn't paid to be there. Didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
He was just kind of there.
Like people like that hit you up?
Like, hey, we just want to be there.
Want to be there?
Give me
Is there something
ticket.
we could do? Like, I don't know, some kind of collab?
Yeah, we get a lot of that. I'll get phone calls like, hey, are you looking for a keynote speaker?
Okay.
Which isn't necessarily the vibe of the show.
Yeah.
We get people that pitch themselves all the time. Excuse me. But we are able to filter through a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'll take down all the information. We're never closed off to anything. But for months leading up to shows, we're pretty much booked solid. Like if there's any last minute changes or personnel coming in, it's kind of like a big hurrah, we've been waiting for a long time to get them type of thing. And we have no problem adding them to the lineup.
Yeah.
We do have people pitch to us. A lot of the times I get people reaching out like, oh, do you need a videographer or a photographer? I do all of this. Or do you need a DJ?
Yeah.
But stuff like that, not necessarily.
Gotcha.
You guys don't do that anyway, right? Like, do you now? If somebody said that, I guess what would you say? Like, reach out to the brands or something? Like, because do brands ever come to you and say, hey, we want some video or DJ? Can you guys
Can we recommend somebody?
Yeah.
Ooh,
We have
maybe.
we have a camera right there, by the way, in case you need to recommend somebody to us.
Maybe a couple times it's happened.
Yeah.
But I haven't been able to say like, oh yes, because there hasn't been anybody that we've worked with directly that I would recommend. I mean,
Sure.
there's one or two from the calisthenics area, but it hasn't been like a repetitive thing where I know that it would be a good thing to recommend.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure they're reliable 100%. We
Yeah.
wouldn't have used them otherwise.
Yeah.
But we're not in that business. That's not what we're here for.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
That's just another thing. Like once you start telling them
Exactly.
do this, then it's like
We'll have
really
exhibitors
go, "Oh, shit."
contact me and be like, can we have the list of exhibitors and their contact information? The answer simply is no.
Yeah.
You cannot.
exhibitors contact you for other exhibitors' contact info.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see
That's
that.
interesting. Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
They all
imagine
want to network because
Yeah.
we're a consumer based show. We're not business to business. A lot of networking happens on our show floor. And
Sure.
we love that. I mean, we'll come back the next expo and see that like 2 brands have teamed up. And we're
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But if they come to us directly and say, we want your email list or your list of exhibitors so that we can get in contact with their marketing people, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We
That's
don't do that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just one? You can usually find that online.
Exactly.
But two,
Well, it's a lazy route.
or maybe like maybe not lazy, but like easier.
Easier, right.
sometimes
If
they're
you
looking
say
for
yes, it's great.
Yeah, and sometimes they're looking for introductions as
Yeah.
well. And depending, it's all case by case,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
most of the time it's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we want our exhibitors to have the best experience as possible, but yeah, we get it all the
You
time.
got to think both sides though too.
Totally,
Yeah, I get it.
it's only being fair to them as well, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely. What? So, as far as size goes for the next couple ones, what are they looking like attendees wise? Or
Anaheim.
estimated?
So Anaheim's our second largest show. Last year we had over 30,000 over the weekend.
30,000. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah, Anaheim's great.
That's
It's my
solid.
favorite show.
Yeah, that's solid.
So we're looking at about like probably 32 to 35 this year because Anaheim continuously grows. San Jose was about 27,000 last year.
Okay.
And we're hoping to boost that. We're always looking to
Was that
make.
is that the first one?
No, I went to San Jose like 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago.
Yeah, I want to say San Jose's in like its 7th year.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll only be my 3rd San Jose show, but that one we're trying to get a lot of new things happening.
Yeah.
And then San Diego last year was, I think we were about 10,000 because it was our launch show, and I have high hopes for San Diego.
Yeah, we should go to San Diego.
You guys should.
That'd be cool.
Road trip.
That's-
I've been to
that's the
Anaheim.
July?
I've been to LA. I've been to San
October.
Jose. I was in
Oh,
Chicago.
October. July.
I've been to all of yours, basically.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, we went to Chicago. We had so we were
everywhere.
We had our fitness app in Chicago. This is 3 years ago, right?
I'm guessing.
Probably
I don't
3
know.
years ago.
My
Let's say-
timetable's off.
Let's call it
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
So we had our fitness app, and we also did we were trying to be creative and different. One, we just had like a simple setup. We borrowed a buddy's TV in Chicago. We were staying at his place, and we just had like a loop thing. It was more like, let's talk to people and try to get people to use
I don't
our
think
app.
I don't think we'd launched,
But
or something.
yeah,
or
we had
were
launched. We had launched,
something
but we were like barely launched kind of deal. And it was more just networking. Like, let's just try to talk to like influencers or athletes, and then also tell these people that are walking by that we have this platform thing. And we had 2 people that we knew. We flew them out. That we didn't pay them, but paid for their flight, and they were at our booth and just kind of hung out. Like, they got pretty decent names and stuff. And then we also did a Snapchat of the area, like did a Snapchat filter. Yeah. I just came across that picture recently. That's what made me think of it. So it was like a strong man and a strong woman, and you just kind of like put your face on it. You take a selfie with it.
That's
and it
awesome.
said, I don't know, whatever our thing was, like Level Sports.
We were doing Snapchat filters for all of last year, and then just cut it loose, I think, a couple shows ago. I don't go on Snapchat anymore for the Fit Expo.
No.
I could tell you why, but Snapchat might have my head.
Oh, shit.
I just don't think it's the right platform for us. It's also not user friendly for business, because I have my personal Snapchat, and then if I wanted to go to the Fit Expo, I have to log out, versus on Instagram, you can just hold it down and switch. I go back and forth all the time. So it's easy. It makes it better for businesses, I think. For sure. I don't use Snapchat.
Yeah. I'm dwindling on Snapchat too. Snapchat is just easy. Well, the only reason I use Snapchat really is quick video. I send videos of my daughter to family, basically.
But you can do that on Instagram now.
Yeah, but not as easy.
Okay.
Like, cause Snapchat, just the way you can pop the video up, right? It's right there, right away. Is just why.
Okay.
I mean, that's literally why I use Snapchat.
But that's like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But it also is like, I don't want to take the 2 seconds to do that. Why not just do it here? And I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I get that.
Plus, like, my mom isn't really familiar with Instagram. She's on, but like, she'll check it 5 days later type of thing, where she knows snaps are flying her way all the time.
My parents aren't on social media. Thank God. So we'll take videos and just send it via text message.
Yeah.
Old school. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like 2014 shit.
So 2014.
My parents just moved into a new house where they have terrible reception. It's literally a log cabin in Jersey, like West Jersey.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to go see it, but they have awful connection now. I'm like, well, you got to get out of your house.
Our mom's got like an area she has to go to be able to speak with us, like clearly.
Yeah, we call it the phone booth.
Yeah, her old place was worse. She just
you got to go stand in the phone booth.
Yeah, she moved to this place a year ago, so it's not as bad, but it used to be annoying. Like, mother, can you go to the phone booth?
Just move.
We can't hear you. You're breaking up.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
So can I ask you guys a question?
Nope.
Okay.
And that is our time.
It had to do with your old business.
Yeah, go
what's
ahead.
up?
Yeah.
Well, your experience in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we met and I don't remember you.
No idea.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Maybe I wasn't there
I don't
yet.
remember your face.
Maybe I wasn't there yet. But you had an app.
Yeah.
How did your experience go at the Fit Expo? Because the apps that come to our shows, I realized some of them do really well. Like Plank had a great show,
Yeah.
you know.
They got a great exhibit, though.
Right. It was really interactive. And then there are some apps that like there's no engagement there and it's, you know, hard to brand.
Yeah. Our goal again was more or less let's network. And then we had, it wasn't even let's dive through and show people how the app works. We had like just a video loop. It was more let's network and then let's get people's contact info. So we had an iPad that people could sign up. I don't even know if we were giving free stuff.
I was gonna say
We weren't.
incentive.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
I don't remember.
We had $0.
Listen, we flew into Chicago. Yeah. We brought like some kind of like basketball thing. We brought a couple of people.
I still have it in my closet back here. It's like a mini basketball.
It wasn't like we weren't spending $10,000 on our exhibit. It was let's just get our feet wet type of thing. Yeah,
it was, and we didn't do a great job of it anyway. Like I think we did an okay job of engaging people and like having a reason to go. Like they say hi to us, but then we didn't have anything for them per se.
Yeah.
And when you're at a place like that and all the 50 booths right next to you are giving you something, or they're like there was more to it. We should have done a better job of that. Like looking back at it.
I don't think we had, like I said, I don't think we had even like an app really functioning.
No, we definitely did.
So
3 years ago.
Well, whatever it was, I don't think, but it wasn't something we were like, here, download this app right now and use it. I feel like it was like there was something wrong with it. That's
beta?
Why we weren't.
No. You know what we were doing? We were launching the live stream aspect of it. Okay. This is just as like Meerkat came out. Remember Meerkat?
Meerkat, yeah.
I know what they are.
Yeah.
Meerkat like blew up in 2 months, a month, and then Periscope came right after that.
Okay, yes.
But we were like right before that stuff.
Yeah, I think we were.
And so Meerkat came out, blew up. Periscope came out, got bought by Twitter, and it was like any other live stream doesn't matter. But we were trying to do some live stream stuff there. I remember that part of it. So that was part of the pitch to people.
That out, yeah, a little bit.
Either way, we should have been more engaging, more. I think we did an okay job for what we were trying to do. Again, we didn't have a physical product. We didn't have like, you're not standing at our booth to take pictures with us. It wasn't that type of vibe. But we should have done a better job of engaging.
It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Every show
Yeah.
for the exhibitors and for us as well. We're always learning. We're always refining processes and trying to make things better. And we get feedback at every single show that it's like, okay, yes, we've heard this, we've tried this, we know it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it's a learning process for sure.
Do you guys go back out to the exhibitors that week or the next day or whatever and say, hey, is there anything you'd like to see, like direct feedback right then?
Sunday morning, every exhibitor gets a printed out exhibitor survey on their booth, and we collect them at the end of the day.
Cool.
We don't get all of them back. Some of them are submitted online.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we do get immediate feedback.
That's good.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when was that your knee?
Knee.
Oh my Lord, that's a good pop.
Old man.
Yeah. Especially since those are the people paying, those are the people doing all that. And then you're able to hopefully adjust or at least fix any issues that you reasonably can fix.
Totally. I think it's been a while though, since we've had a new form of complaint. Like a lot of the complaints, if any, that we've had are things we've heard before, but it's not necessarily something we can adjust, like how loud it is in the expo, you know?
Yeah.
We, like all of our exhibitors, if they want to play music, it has to be approved music, no cursing, family friendly.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know
We
that.
are family friendly.
Yeah.
So, yes. And then there's also, volume levels that they have to adhere by. So there's that, but also, we've got competitions going on. We have contests going on. People are applauding. People are screaming.
Yeah.
People are oohing and ahhing over things. It's loud.
Yeah.
It's a loud place. So, when we get complaints like, oh, it's too loud, I wasn't able to talk to guests. It's not that we don't take it seriously, but we go back and look at the floor plan where they're located and, who was near them that was playing music or what competitions,
Sure.
Stuff like that. We take all of that into consideration. It's like, okay, well, we couldn't do anything of the fact that you chose to be right next to the strongman competition that are throwing down 500-pound bells every 10 minutes. So it's stuff like that it's a give and take.
Sure, that makes sense. Do brands come to you before, like when they sign up, like right now you're getting contracts, do they ask you guys like, hey, what works, or
absolutely
ask for recommendations and stuff?
All the time? They ask for recommendations. I do the best that I can. That's when I usually pass it over to Mark, but I always ask them what type of product they have, to see like which area of the show floor has developed enough that they might want to be in it, and don't put them next to a competitor, obviously. But they'll ask.
God, that's got to be tough. Because there's
and then once you get limited in space and people are coming in late,
100 different protein powders on the show floor.
Listen, you're right next to your main competitor.
Yeah. But no, I mean, we try. We always try. And it's definitely first come, first serve when submitting an exhibitor contract. And it's hard to know early on how the show floor is going to fill out. But we know.
Yeah,
I mean, Mark is the master of that. He's been doing it for years and knows how to adjust it as such.
Yeah.
And there's last minute changes up until Friday night at 9 p.m.
Oh. Doors open at Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yeah. One thing, and one of the biggest things that we noticed this year, which we'd love your feedback on, is we noticed there's a lot more CBD companies.
Yeah.
So did you guys just open the door to CBD, or what's the thought process behind that, or
Just
are more people
companies.
just allowed to
California
do it,
just opened the door to it.
to anyone can exhibit?
There are definitely rules that they have to follow. They're not allowed to bring certain items, sell or sample certain items.
Right.
That's strict. But they're definitely allowed to be there and have a presence, and they can sample like closed packages. They can't necessarily sell certain items, like ingestibles. But yeah, this is the first show. We had 21 different CBD companies.
Yeah.
We guessed 10 or something
13,
like that?
There was
Yeah.
21. A lot of them that you're not sure that they are CBD
Yeah,
companies.
yeah.
There were 21.
Dang.
I think in the past San Diego and Anaheim, I think we had maybe two
Wow.
at each show, 2 or 3.
Yeah, okay.
But Los Angeles, totally. The market, it's like the latest thing in the industry right now.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you can't necessarily limit it with exclusivity because it's such a hot trend. It's like limiting the amount of athletic apparel companies
Yeah.
that come
Yeah.
or protein powder.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great that there's so many out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll walk into a dispensary and be like, hey, I know that brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally one of our top 3 things we noticed.
Yeah.
Because we talk like, what did we notice? What did we like? And that was one of them.
Yeah, for sure. We did the podcast with NanoCraft CBD before.
I saw that.
Yeah. And they said the reason they did come to this when they went to was it San Diego?
They
last
walked
year?
through San
They just
Diego.
walked through just to
Yeah.
vibe it, like you said. Some other places have done,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "We love this shit. Let's do it. We'll do the
Yeah.
next one, LA."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They liked it from when we were talking to them too.
That was one of the few companies I wasn't able to go over and try their product. I'm
Oh,
a
really?
huge advocate for CBD and marijuana.
Yeah.
But
You don't have to hesitate.
yeah, I know. We live in California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm always interested to see like how other people are developing it and what they're,
Yeah.
standing by and
Yeah.
stuff like that. What's actually going to work and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
I
one of the
like-
few I didn't go
I
over.
always use this shit.
I liked it.
I have a greens and a
yeah.
CBD that I always do after my workout, and then I have this stick you can roll on.
The
See,
roll-ons?
I didn't know they
Yeah.
had the stick, and I saw that in the video, and I was like, "Damn, they had the roll."
Dude, you got
I think the roll on.
You got the night CBD oil.
Yeah, I know. I'm not complaining about what I got
Yeah.
from them, but the
I gotta
actual
try their
roll on
stuff.
stick is.
Yeah, it's great.
I liked. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, I use it all. I sometimes I have back issues. I
Oh,
always
good.
put
Well,
it-
my back's killing me right
good.
now.
Good.
I have
Good.
one company that I am like very loyal to because I know that it works.
Yeah.
And it's a lotion that gets put on and I love it. But I have one right now. It's a roller ball, but the dosage isn't high enough to kill my pain. Yeah.
Good to know. So you
It's
just gotta. Do they only have? Is that the only one they sell?
I'm not sure if the different company only has roller balls.
Well,
but
I'm saying,
use
do
it.
they have a higher grade one? They don't.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
It's what was given to me.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I still use it.
Yeah.
When it's not that bad, I'll put it on my knees. I like the application of the roller ball.
Me too.
You don't have to get your hands dirty. Plus,
Yeah.
you can put pressure on it and just
Yep.
it helps like a
Yeah.
massage.
Yeah.
But the lotion is nice and it doesn't stain your clothes or do anything, and
Yeah.
it works.
For
It
sure.
works.
For sure. We've
So.
worked with a handful of CBD companies. 2, 3,
I was gonna say 5.
8, 70.
123. 73. No,
A couple. A couple.
But are you able to share the feedback of the CBD company specifically on the expo?
What they gave us.
Yeah. Or no?
I don't know if I have any that come to mind. There was one that
Pull out those surveys, would you?
yeah, right. There was one that had an issue with the amount of CBD companies that were on the show floor because they had been one of the few companies that were with us before the influx came.
Gotcha.
But like I said, we can't offer that exclusivity. There were some concerns within my team, maybe we should limit it. But I don't see it as you can. I really don't think you can.
I think that's a snowball effect at that
Well,
point.
yeah.
It's like anything. I mean, they're going to learn. The companies that come and exhibit, they're going to learn their competition. They're going to either make their product better or learn how to exhibit it better.
Sure.
Marketing, all that
Yeah,
good
sure.
stuff. I mean, some companies already have a lot of money behind them.
Yeah.
Some of them, like the ones that I'm somewhat loyal to, don't, but they're getting there.
Sure.
And I know that their product works. So it's just like, how can you limit it? Like
Or-
I said before, you can't.
Or if
limit
they
it.
want to pay $1 million, then
Be
they
like
have
the
exclusive
Would you guys?
rights
Yeah.
to
Would you
the-
guys do that if like they want to
Yes,
say we
I'll
want to
answer. Yes.
Yeah, we have had
For a-
exclusivity with certain
Yeah.
items before. They'll become sponsors, or we'll
Like
lock
what?
in
Like
something.
what's it like a supplement company? Because you can't do that.
No, the one that comes to my head are TENS units. They're like those electrical things that you
Oh.
put on your
Oh,
body to
okay.
Yeah.
relax or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have exclusivity with one company.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's different. Like if a supplement company, even if they give you $1 million, you're not gonna.
Well, there's a
Exclusivity.
number.
I feel like my boss would have a hard time turning down $1 million.
Really?
There's a
for-
number.
But then you
For-
limit it too. Like it's
You
it's,
do
you know what I
limit
mean?
it.
Like I feel like it's a snowball effect. You can't
That's-
say
Yeah, you can't.
we're
Yes.
taking $1 million and then it's basically that supplement company's event from the powder standpoint. You know?
Yeah, but there's always a number for exclusivity. Or you say, hey, if I'm paying $1 million, I don't want more than 5, and they need to be like this and
Right
that.
now,
Like
I can
it's-
see that happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
there needs to be like they're
They almost have a little bit more control.
yeah.
It's California. I mean,
Yeah.
if you go to a different state, I don't think you're going to get the CBD exhibitors that we had. I don't know what's
Sure,
going to,
sure,
I'm
sure.
curious to check
Yeah.
out and see what happens at the Arnold this weekend.
Yeah.
If there's any
Are you
there.
going?
Yeah.
No,
No?
I
Yeah,
want
I
to
should
at some
scope
point.
it out. Definitely.
Ohio's,
Mark is going.
okay.
He's there already, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he goes
got,
to
he's
all
got,
of them.
He's got a biz dev too. Yeah.
But I want to go
He probably
and
knows half
check
the
it
people
out.
there anyways.
He does.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. But I've walked other competitive shows before, and I'll have exhibitors stop me, and I'll be able to talk with them because they know me and I know them, which is awesome. But Mark knows everybody.
Yeah.
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 That's even just good to just talk and put a face to a name. And then
Totally.
and we're like,
Definitely.
hey,
It's
yeah.
the industry.
Definitely.
For sure.
And Mark's selling them, so.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, all those exhibitors, I
Even
mean, you
better.
could say the same thing for them. They all travel with each other. If
Yeah.
they're part of that like road crew,
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. So they'll see each other at every single event.
Yeah.
Competitive companies, neighbors. We'll have people that we'll have exhibitors that'll come and request being next to their friends because they know that they
That's
work
funny.
well.
That's good.
Or they know that they're not going to be playing loud music.
Yeah.
Sure. That
Yeah,
makes
I can
sense.
see that.
Cool. Timmy, what else? Anything?
That was
Sydney,
good,
we
yeah.
appreciate it. An hour
you.
plus.
So much fun.
This has.
Hey.
We'll do it again. So we'll be in Anaheim,
Anaheim.
right? Is that confirmed?
Yeah,
I don't know if she knows that,
I
even,
don't-
but we'll be
Jane,
there.
Jane hit me up.
Did she?
Yeah. So we'll be in
So
Anaheim.
we'll do the same thing.
We'll
just
see you
probably-
then.
Yeah.
Yes. And then at that point, maybe we can do it again and we can talk about whatever is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to, especially since,
Definitely.
like I said, we've got some really big project coming up.
Deal. We'll do it.
You guys would love it.
Deal.
Yeah, you should, when that happens and kicks off, you guys should definitely come and participate.
In. Let us know.
Yeah,
And-
definitely
yeah.
let us know. Cool.
Cool.
All right, Sydney. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Again, use the code BS at rcitycoffee.com to drink some really damn good coffee and help give back to the kids here in Los Angeles. We thank you. Goodbye.